Yo, what's up guys, my name is Kiro SA and I'm back again with another sample. And for this sample I wanted to make a sample that's more in the jazzy side but still also keeping the R&B side. So I started with a piano from Piano Tech and the name of the preset is Steinway D. And I'm playing two chords but I'm actually making an arpeggio, meaning that the notes are playing one after another, and this is how it sounds like. And then after that I played the same thing again, but now I used the sustain pedal from the Piano Tech, which I actually made an automation, and this is how it sounds like sustained. And that's how I started this sample. I then added a Spiccato String playing the same chord progression or arpeggio, and I also mixed it up with a second string from Xenology, which is full spiccato. That's the name of the preset, and the first string is from Expand, and together they sound like this. And so with this I just wanted to add some more layers, and I wanted to bring that orchestral side. And so I just added a flute from Descent Sampler, which plays now and there to create a variation, and this is how it sounds like. I then also added Ambience from Cymatics. The name of the pack is called Live Ambience, I think. I'm not sure, but this is how it sounds like. I then added another ambience again, also from Cymatics, and the name of this ambience is Off a Marketplace, and it sounds like this. Why I added two ambience I also don't know, but it worked out perfectly for the sample. I then added electric piano from Lounge Lizard, which is layering the flute, and this is how it sounds like. And to bring the foundation I added a bass from Modo Bass, and the preset I used is Violin bass, and this is how it sounds like. So with the bass I took the same approach I took for the piano, which is I just played it sort of in a spiccato way at first for the first 4 bars, and then I played it sustained, meaning that I just made the length of the notes to be longer. And with that said, let's go into the third section of the sample, and that's when I bring in the organ from B42. The name of the preset is Soul Explosion, and this is how the organ sounds like. I then added the same piano which I played already, but I added delay now so that it kinda sounds weird and sounds like it has some sort of texture, and this is how it sounds like. And with that, I also added a violin solo, which is actually here, and this is how the violin solo sounds like. So with the violin, it's just playing a melody and a harmony at the end of the sample, just to provide some variation so that it's not the same thing over and over again. And with that violin, I layered it up with a first violin from Sonatine Orchestra. The first violin I actually played is from SRX Orchestra, and this one is from Sonatine Orchestra, and it sounds like this. And that's the full breakdown for this sample. So let me show you the effects that I used. So for the ambience of the marketplace, I added an EQ to shape the sound. I also added the built-in EQ as well, also to shape the sound. And for the Spiccato String from Xband, I added a plugin called Flute to send this, to make a actually to make a duplicate of this channel so that I can send it to a reverb bus, or a delay and reverb bus in this sense. So here I added a Valhalla delay, and this delay also, the way it is, kind of sounds like it adds reverb, so that's why I said delay and reverb. I then also added an EQ to shape the sound, because I wanted the Spiccato strings to sound like they were played in a real life environment. And then for the piano, I added an EQ just to scoop out the low mids just a little bit so that to create space and for the sound to not be too muddy. For the bass, I added an EQ to first shape the sound before sending it to a compressor. And the compressor I used is Pro C2 from FabFilter. And with this compressor, I'm just taming the peaks of the bass. I also put a fruity send to the bass, which I sent to another bus called a bass sound effect. And here I put a guitar rig 6 with a guitar amp preset. And the reason for doing this is I just wanted the bass to sound like it was played live also. And then for the organ, I added an EQ also to shape the sound, and with the first violin I added a tremolator, which I also then sent it to the reverb channel. And for the other piano, which I already explained earlier on, I also added a Valhalla delay. And for the master channel, I added an SSL comp stereo just to glue the sample together. I then added an EQ to shape it further. I added a fruity balance to push the volume a little bit into the soft clipper. And just with the soft clipper, I'm just taming the peaks. I then added a limiter 6, which is a limiter plugin, and I'm also just raising the overall volume. And with that said, this is a full sample, and the full sample sounds like this. And that's the full final sample. I hope you learned a thing or two from this breakdown. And with that said, please don't forget my sample pack Food for the Soul Volume 2, as well as my EP. The links are in the description of this video. And with that said, again, thank you very much for your support and for watching my videos. I'll see you again 2 weeks from now. Thank you.